On the show today, we'll talk full-timer commitments for both World of Outlaws series, plus sprint car news in Posse land, and I guess that Hudson O'Neal SSI situation is settled. Let's go. It's Wednesday, December 18th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. The off-season news cycle just keeps rolling along, and there's a bunch of stuff to update you guys on today. We'll start first with the World of Outlaws sprint car list of full-timers and a confirmation we knew was likely coming. I've been hearing for several weeks that we were just waiting on the announcement that Bill Balog would be back for year 2 on the road with the Outlaws, and that confirmation came officially yesterday. The 10-time IRA champion ended up 8th in the final World of Outlaws standings in 2024, picking up 11 top 5s and 33 top 10s in 67 races along the way. He'd led laps at Pevely, Paducah, and on his Knoxville Nationals prelim night, and his best finish of second actually came at that Paducah race where he led. It was the first time in many years that Balog went winless in the sprint car, but it may have still been his best season to date, which also included his first career Knoxville Nationals main event start. I think a break here or there during 2024, and he could have easily had a few victories. There was a point in the season where I think a lot of us were surprised by how well he was running, but then later on, it kind of didn't really seem like a shock to us anymore. And I could definitely see this group taking a step forward during year 2 now that they have a better understanding of what to expect and a better notebook. Balog confirmed brings the Outlaws to 8 committed teams with David Gravel, Carson Macedo, Donnie Schatz, Logan Schuchart, Sheldon Haudenschild, Cole Macedo, and Chris Windom already on that list. As we've said as well, Buddy Kofoid should be back with Roth Motorsports, along with Gio Scelzi. Obviously, there have been some weird questions about Scelzi, but I would assume he's going to be back. That brings the Outlaws up to 10. And then the Premier 70 and the Rose 6 remain the 2 teams with still unknown plans. And I would put money on the 6 being back as long as Rose can find a driver. That 6 car has been out with the Outlaws for, several years now. The Premier 70 sprint car, following the departure of Craig Kinzer, that feels like a coin toss at the moment. We talked right around PRI that this team had a deal that fell apart, so we don't really know what's going on there. And then according to chatter out and about in the sprint car streets, there is still some possibility of another addition here. So we'll see if that happens or not. My guess, though, is that the Outlaws stay at 12 full-timers come Volusia in February. On the World of Outlaws late model side, they added another team yesterday as well, with Cody Overton and TriStar committing to year 2 together. The rookie season was not an easy one for Overton, with a 13th place points finish and just 8 top 10 finishes. It was his first significant season, though, in a super late model, and he showed throughout 2024 that he knows how to win. He picked up 4 crate late model scores along the way. The team is going to switch from the number 97 to the number 2 for 2025, and I would also look for them to be better in year 2. Overton now joins Ethan Dotson, Bobby Pierce, Nick Hoffman, Brian Shirley, Daniel Adam, Ryan Gustin, Cade Dillard, Brent Larson, and Dustin Sorensen as confirmed for the Outlaws for 2025. Those full-timers from this past season that still have plans unknown include Kyle Bronson, Tyler Bruning, Dennis Erb Jr., Tristan Chamberlain, and Dustin Walker. And then we talked back on Monday about several names looking at series runs, but still undecided. That included Drake Troutman. He's obviously moving over to the 22 team with J.R. Smith. Tanner English with Coltman Farms, Dylan McCowan, and Mike Marlar. Sounds like a bunch of teams, they're going to play that Speed Weeks game between Lucas and the Outlaws and just see where they land come the end of February. From there, I think you'll see a lot more make their final series decisions. Another dirt late model situation that's been in the rumor mill lately, at least online, is Hudson O'Neal with SSI Motorsports. There had been rumblings a few months ago that this team could switch from Longhorn to Rocket for 2025, which we discussed here on the show. With Anthony Burroughs gone and O'Neal looking for some more pace, a move like that wouldn't have surprised me. But then more recently, I've been asked a ton about the possibility of this team shutting down completely, although outside of social media stuff, I hadn't heard that this was a real possibility. I think regardless of how things went with RTJ, it didn't seem super likely that SSI owner Todd Burns would just shut everything down after throwing with O'Neal. Although with the way things went in 2024 with their late model silly season, it probably wouldn't have shocked me if that was the case. But while he didn't address it directly, Huddy did seem to put all of these rumors to rest yesterday with a Facebook post. He, or whoever runs his account, shared a photo of himself down south testing with Kevin Rumley, and then a picture with a shop full of cars. In that post, he thanked his team owner for allowing him to go test with Rumley during the offseason and mentioned being excited for the next year with SSI. The post said he was in Florida, but from the photos and a video I saw, they were actually at Golden Isles in Georgia. It's near Florida, but still Georgia, but they are actually likely headed to Florida next. And then Kevin Rumley's wife, Jacqueline, who's actually an OG Dirt Tracker Conversations guest, she also shared photos to social media from the test, and you can see the Rumley 6. It's the black car, all black car on the screen here. That's parked next to the Riggs 76. And then that tracks as Anthony Burroughs had talked to Kyle McFadden about them testing a few times with Brandon Overton after the Dome. So SSI doesn't seem to be shutting down, and I can't imagine that O'Neal would be participating in a Longhorn test if he was suddenly switching to Rockets in 2 or 3 weeks' time. I guess we'll go ahead and add Huddy to the Lucas field as well and call these rumors officially dead. In Posse territory, another sprint car ride has a driver, with Jeremy Elliott reporting yesterday that 18-year-old Preston Lattomus is moving up from 358 competition to take the seat of the Capitol Renegade 91 next year. This car had been driven by Kyle Reinhardt, but we found out not long ago that he's stepping out of the seat to become crew chief for this deal. In that announcement, it was clear a young driver was incoming, and now we know the second half of the equation. Lattomus had 3 358 wins, 1 each at Baps, Lincoln, and Williams Grove this past year, I believe. And this new pairing is going to run 50 to 60 races next season. They didn't mention a schedule, which tracks, anything like that, but I would assume a lot around Central PA and then probably some stops with some of the national tours. Having an experienced driver with an engineering background like Reinhardt in his corner, though, should help Lattomus' development. If you want some other dirt racing podcast episodes this week, Dirt Tracks and Rib Racks has TJ Mayberry. Hoagie's Garage has Kayla Montgomery, Jack Hewitt, and Toby from Sprint Car Hub. Ohio Dirt has Rich Farmer. Getting Up to Speed has Caleb Brunson. And there are new episodes of The Dirt Reporters, Dirt Track Confessions, The Dirt Nerds, and The Drivers Project. To see all of the shows, their newest episodes, check out DIRTRACKR.com/podcasts. Just quickly to close out today, thanks to all of the new subscribers we've added in the last 24 hours. Since the show dropped yesterday, we've picked up nearly 200 new folks just on YouTube. And sometimes when I put out that call for subscribers, I'll get scattered comments about why I do it. The usual line is something like, "Stop begging for subscribers, we all know how it works." And to a point, they are correct. Most YouTube viewers do understand how it works, and I'm not going to jump on here every single day and ask for subscribers. But I did want to take you behind the curtain for a second and just share something with you from my analytics. This is a graph of my subscriber growth on YouTube from the past 28 days. The two obviously massive spikes, which I've marked with red arrows, were days where I led with subscribe mentions. YouTubers ask for subscribers because when they do, it works. And more subscribers is good for YouTube businesses. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.